Hi guys, Dorota Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator here, and I am with my client. We just carry out the removal of the nail enhancements. You can actually check that video out as well. And then I'm going to show you how I'm doing a nail prep and how I am applying a clear nail tips. So like that will be a video which you could save for later on, because it will be your kind of base for doing a nail enhancements, and basically the same technique will apply to all of the sets which you want to do it on the tips. So my first step was to push back the cuticles, and then using a cuticle bit we are gonna e-file on the cuticle a little bit. So I put my e-file quite nice and low, and then e-file on the one side. At this stage I am removing everything which might be on the nail plate, so I'm not too bothered about the cuticles yet. We want to clean up the entire nail plate. Okay, then put it back into the reverse and do the same on the other side. Nice and gentle, do not force. Also look at the angle of my bead. I'm not digging in the holes in there. I am working quite nice and flat and no pressure. You want the bead to rotate with no pressure, so this way you can gently remove everything what is on the nail plate. Okay, then my next step would be to take a blue scrub and dehydrate the entire nail plate. You want to dehydrate because there might be some oils on the hands, there might be oils on the nail plate, and you really don't want that in. You can see it, I've got a little bit of the cuticle in here, so I'm just gonna trim it a tiny bit because I like to do the biggest cleanup after I have finished the entire enhancements, and that's when I will do e-file the nail folds. Okay, so I'm just trimming in the biggest excess, anything which might be still on the nail plate, but nothing excessive. This is not gonna disturb us with the product application, so I want to only remove the parts which might get on my way when I'm gonna apply the products. Okay, so nice, gentle clean. Okay, also when you're working with the cuticle nippers, you want to kind of direct them a little bit towards yourself. So this way you will never remove the excess. Like, you know, if you've got the nipper that direction, you can go a little bit too deep, but if you kind of pushing it through yourself, you are gonna remove it the right amount. Okay, once this step is done, we are gonna shorten the free edge. So I'm just shortening the free edge, and I'm giving scratches to the free edge, to the place where we are going to apply the tips. I'm not too bothered yet about cleaning everything around the cuticle area, because we have to blend the tips a little bit, and this is a time when I'm going to concentrate on that part of the nail plate. This is such a big time saver, guys. Okay, so we are only scratching the places where the tips are going to be attached. And obviously make it nice and rounded shape. On some nails, Fiona has a high hyponychium, so I am also taking that in consideration when I'm filing the shape. Don't want to file in too deep to don't cause her discomfort. Okay, I can't file the thumb anymore because there is high hyponychium there. So this way my nail plate is ready for a tip application after the dehydration. So I dehydrate again. Blue scrub, nice and squeaky clean. Since there was some dust flying, I like to just go and redust it again. An extra nail prep, which is another nail dehydrator, and just apply it all over. Wait for it a couple seconds to dry, and then we are gonna use the extreme pre-pinched coffin tips. Okay, so I'm just grabbing the correct size and they are really pinched. Okay, so when you're sizing them, you don't want to have them too big, and you don't want to have them too small either, because they are really pinched. Once you've got the right and correct size, what you want to do it is, I like to trim it, so it doesn't matter what type of tips I'm using, I like to give it a little trim to the corners. Then grab the brush on glue and stick that in. You want to put a small amount of the glue, so like enough to cover the entire pocket, but not that much. So I want always a tiny bit of the excess of it, and then gently press it. Do not push too much pressure, because this way you do not, we cannot allow the air into it, because that will create like a pocket with an empty space. But at the same time, you don't want to cut off the air completely, because that will prevent the glue from drying. So I'm kind of balancing on a happy medium. Usually I count about 15 seconds in my head, and then start releasing that tip, nice and gentle. Okay, and then we are gonna grab another one. Sometimes you can also give a couple scratches to it as well, and that's I like to use it quite a lot. So just like a couple scratches in a pocket, that gives you even better adhesion, and you can see it when you put the glue, it becomes nice and clear again. Okay, since they are pinched, I'm just gonna hold it in that nice pinch. Make sure you don't bring any air into it. And then slowly release it. Move on into the next one. Measure the size. Cut it. And apply the glue. And then just repeat the same. So couple scratches in there. Clean it. Do not put too much glue, it will take you really long time to dry it. So I like to do it just the right amount. You can see it, a tiny bit of the glue is kind of released from the tip and is kind of out of it, and then count to 15 seconds again. And then another one. Check the size. Brilliant. Let's move on into the next one. So again, measure the size. Trim it. Some people don't do trim the corners. I actually really like to do that. And then couple scratches. Drop of glue. And then hold it. Okay, now we can just trim them. So tip cutter, and then just trim them. You want to kind of trim them to the size of the nail enhancement you are gonna do it. just to save you a filing. Okay, and then we are gonna just prep those tips. So I'm filing one side a little bit, and then one side on the other side. Give it scratches to the top of it first. And I'm using 100 grit, like it will scratch my nails much faster. Then blend the tip. Search for any shiny places on the nail plate and move on into the next one. This one is actually just a touch too long. So one side, other side. All over. And then blend the difference. Search for any scratches. And I'm trying to do pretty long file movement, like this way I kind of reach a bigger surface. Scratch the natural nail plate. And look how I'm always supporting the tip as well. So like when I'm filing one side, I kind of tend to lean my finger on the other side just so I can support it so slightly. And again, now this finger is supporting it from underneath because I'm putting a pressure from the top. And then blend it. Search for any shiny places. And just repeat. So this way I do apply I prep the nail plate and I apply the tips. And you can save that video because that will be something you can use for every single kind of set of the nails. And I have been, when I started doing the nails, like I was losing so much. I mean, you could see it how fast it took me to prep those tips. And as a beginner, I was losing a time and I was removing the shine like completely. What I have found it that's like, okay, yes, here at the edges I need to put a couple more scratches, but it is more important to have no shine on the nail plate than on the tip. So here I've got a tiny bit left. This is not going to affect actually the attachment of the gel if you leave it only like a couple of places. Okay, so you can see it, I've got tiny bit of shine in here, so maybe yes at the free edge, but in general the gel should take still pretty nice and decent. So I have done exactly the same on the other hand, and that's how they look. So they are ready for a gel application, and I will show you that in the next part. I hope guys you have enjoyed this video, sending you huge glittery hugs and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!